Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Lane. I'm happy to see you all back here. And as you can see, we're kind of starting today off in the Nether Tunnel. And well, I'm gonna be honest with you, I completely forgot this place existed until now. And yeah, it needs a lot of love. I will be coming back to this soon. But I think today's main goal is going to be actually kind of fixing up the Nether and making a Nether Hub. So I want to work more on the trail ruins that we started in last episode. But I really don't want to have to keep flying back and forth. I mean, that's about 4,000 blocks away from here. And quite frankly, I don't feel like burning all of my rockets going back and forth and constantly having to repair my wings and everything. So I feel like it'll just be quicker in the long run to set up a portal here and make a bit of a nether hub, because at some point we're going to need one anyway. So yeah, I just think this will be a lot more convenient. And yeah, so that's going to be where we start today. But there's going to be a couple of materials that I do need to go and gather real quick. Like I need to go and get a bunch of deep slate because I do plan on incorporating that in there. I mean, it's deep slate. I'm going to incorporate it into pretty much everything anyway. And yeah, when we get in the nether, I'm going to have to go find some basalt and things like that. And yeah, so I just need to go and gather a bunch of stuff real quick and then get ready to go in there. I actually have no idea where we're going to put this. This is all pretty much impromptu on the spot. Yeah, so we're just kind of going with the flow and seeing what we can figure out for this episode. So yeah, just let me go ahead and gather a few materials together and I will meet you back over at the portal. All right, now I've got all the materials together with me. Well, what I need to at least get on top of the nether roof. But yeah, I'm not bringing the building blocks with me because I really don't feel like dying and then losing all of that on accident because, I mean, this is the nether. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and head in here and see if we can find a decent place to set up this hub. All right, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of deforest all of this and try to get rid of as much of these leaves or whatever they're called, and get rid of all the wood and everything, or just try to really clear out the area in general. And I'm gonna make a ladder leading up there towards the nether roof, and I'm just gonna clear out a big room up there and then kind of go from there. So I'm gonna get to work on clearing out all of this real quick. I'm not gonna make you guys sit through watching me do all of that. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that real quick. Alright, you guys, I finally finished clearing out most of this area, or at least the area that I plan to work with today. I might expand down here later on at some point. I've never really done a whole lot in the nether other than nether hubs in the past, and I want to expand a little bit. But anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to try to find an ideal spot to kind of put our little pillar for the ladders. But I don't exactly know where I'm going to put that just yet. The original plan was to put it back here. And then I learned that there's this big crater right here, and I don't feel comfortable terraforming over that because of that. So I think I'm just gonna play it safe and move it up here for the time being, and make the ladder go all the way up there to the nether roof. Once we get up there closer to the nether roof, I'm gonna look for the highest spot on the nether roof that I can, and I'm gonna use an ender pearl to kind of teleport through the roof actually, and try to break the actual roof itself so we can get up and down, and I can travel anywhere around here with ease without worrying about ghast or any other mobs or anything like that. And yeah, if I want to just expand down here, then I can, or if I want to explore down here, that's fine too. This will just make getting places a lot easier, which is kind of the goal of today, because again, I don't really want to waste all my rockets going between our base and going to our trail ruins. And yeah, I just feel like starting this here would be a great place. I've been wanting to do this for a while now. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started by kind of pillaring up here. I'm thinking I'm just going to use some tinted glass to get up there. I think it'll make it to where they can't see me through the glass, if I'm not mistaken. Um, at least that's the way it seems to be working in the mob farm. And yeah, I just like the ability to be able to kind of see out. Man, these noises in here are scary. So yeah, anyway, with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and get started on kind of pillaring up here. All right, the pillar is finally in place, and honestly, once we actually get the Nether Hub set up there, chances of us actually using this ladder are going to be slim to none, really, unless we just have to come down here for some reason or another, because the portal is going to get moved up there anyway. But, yeah, I wanted to at least make sure that there was a safe way up and down if something ever happened and I lost my wings or something like that. So, since this is now put in place, we're going to go ahead and head up top here, and I'm going to start kind of digging out a small little room and trying to find an open spot to where I can get up to the actual nether roof. And, well, I guess maybe I should grab my ender pearls and stuff first, but yeah, I will see you guys up there here in a second. Alright, we're up here, and I've already dug out a little bit of a tunnel over here, and I found the perfect spot for us to teleport through to the nether roof. So what you learn when you try to do this is that you want to be on the highest block possible, which is going to be 127, which is this one right here. And so now this is the creepy part. I really, really recommend that you not try this on your own without trying it in a creative world first and trying to figure out how to do it. Because if you get up here and you fail and you don't have backup materials, you will get stuck up here. There is just no other way down from here unless you starve yourself to death, and then you lose pretty much everything that is on you. So I really cannot stress that enough. But I have got a shulker box here with the items that we're going to need today. So I'm just going to go ahead and get up here. And what you do is you just kind of look through here, throw an ender pearl, and you end up on the roof. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to actually break through the bedrock. Whenever you get up here, it's really important to kind of leave a block where you got up from. I know this is where I got up from, and if you free cam down, you'll see that there's my ladder. So these are going to be the materials that you're going to need with you, which is going to be basically some levers, obsidian, TNT, spruce trapdoors, pistons, and then a couple of spare blocks like this. And now we're going to go ahead and get started on actually building this thing. So what we're going to start with is we're going to remove the block that we placed here to mark where we got here from with a piston. We're going to place obsidian right beside it, and then we're going to put TNT on top of there and right beside the obsidian. And then a spare block up here, a lever right there, and then the trapdoor right here. So essentially, how this is supposed to work is whenever you flick this lever, it's going to put you down into fly mode like this, or swim mode, and it'll light these TNTs over here, and you're essentially just going to start spam clicking the piston right here on this very top right pixel of this obsidian block. So whenever this blows up and the piston gets destroyed, it's almost, I don't know, there's some kind of glitch. There's something that happens here. But you're basically just going to spam click it here, and it's eventually going to work. So let's see how this does now. Just going to stand here. A little nervous. Oh god. Alright, now we're going to attempt take 2. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and go into swim mode. And then I'm going to go ahead and just flick the lever like this. And then I'm just going to start. And usually, if the piston is still here facing upwards like this, that is a good sign that it worked. And as you can see, it did. Which is great because I was really nervous that 120 kind of patched this out. The video I watched was 1.19.4. So, you know, probably should have tested this myself beforehand. Again, just don't be like me and actually research this beforehand. And, yeah, so now we're up here, which we don't really need anything up here just yet. This is just a convenience thing for us. So since that is done, I'm going to go ahead and go back down here and just kind of clear out a bit of a room and get started, you know, making a bunch of space so we can start building and actually decorating this area. I don't exactly know how big I want this area to be, so we're just going to kind of go with it until we figure something out. Alright, you guys, I have cleared out this room for the most part, and yeah, it's going to be fairly large. The issue I'm going to have with this is trying to keep gas from spawning, but once I get the walls and everything else up and decorations and everything, the gas shouldn't be a problem either. And I plan on doing something interesting with this roof. In my last world, I kind of just left the roof like this and got rid of all the netherrack in the holes and everything. And well, I thought it was interesting, it wasn't quite me. So I think I'm actually going to use the bedrock to my advantage and use it as a bit of a gradient of some sort. I might have to go into a creative world and test that out for a little bit before I do that. But as far as the walls and everything go, I'm not entirely sure on how exactly I want this to go. I know right here is going to be the center of the room, and I plan on doing some little pattern with it to signify that. And I'm thinking on this side, I'm going to have a big basalt generator. I personally never really use basalt, but I like having the generator anyway because I don't know, it's actually a pretty cool block to build with. I need to start incorporating it more into my builds. And then I'm thinking behind this wall here, I'm going to add a big storage area and stuff like that. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this big empty space right here. That's uh that's going to be a work in progress. I'll figure that one out, or I might actually make that area into the Nether portal. I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go. But in the meantime, I am going to go ahead and see if I can figure out a roof pattern real quick and see if I can figure out a floor pattern. I think I have a floor pattern in mind that I want to use, but the roof, that's going to be something I have to play with for a little bit. So I am going to go ahead and start getting the blocks together to get the floor put in. I'm going to have to go get a bunch of calcite and blackstone and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll be back shortly. And the room is now complete. I went with this checkered pattern on the floor because I actually really like it. It's kind of busy, and I mean, really, the walls and everything, the way I've got it designed, probably won't be super busy, so I don't know. It's kind of a contrast, I guess, which, I mean, I still got to get the walls actually put in before you guys see what I mean. And I decided on using the regular basalt up here with the bedrock, and I really like how it turned out as well. I mean, it is kind of just a super flat room right now, but again, I do plan on adding more in here at some point. And the way I've kind of got it envisioned, there's going to be multiple rooms. So, like, there's going to be a couple doors here leading back to a storage area, and then a couple doors here leading into something, and a couple doors here leading into something, and then a couple doors here leading into something. And yeah, basically like that. Oh, and I also got a magma cube head. But yeah, so I guess with that out of the way now, I'm going to go ahead and go get a few more resources together so I can get these walls put in place real quick. So yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, I am finally done with the interior of the main room in here, and I really like how it turned out. I, well, I just want to say for the record that I was on edge the entire time I collected all of this lava. I, well, I almost swam in it a time or two. But that's neither here nor there. I think the room as a whole looks really good. I kind of wanted to add some kind of movement to the room, so I figured the flowing lava would do just that, and well, that's exactly what it did. And I really love the nether woods because they don't burn, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, so I left these doorways here to kind of signify what rooms are going to be going where. And well, I haven't really exactly planned it out. I think these two sides, or maybe even this middle one, will lead back to a storage room. And I know one of them will lead to like a more of a brewing station, one to like maybe an enchantment room, maybe one to a little bedroom or something. I don't really know what all rooms I'm going to add in here just yet, but for the most part, I really like how this turned out. I also really love this little centerpiece I did in here. I was kind of messing with it for quite a while, trying to figure out the exact shape of it that I wanted, and I really, really like this. I don't really know why I like it so much, but I do. And yeah, I essentially just kind of covered up the hole that's leading all the way down there. But yeah, I also wanted to add in just a little feature here with the lava underneath the tinted glass down here. I feel like that adds to it. I wanted to do the regular glass just to keep the brightness up here, but I don't know. I think the tinted glass looks a little bit better. So I kind of went with that and just added more of these lanterns around. But I really, really love how this room has turned out. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it, honestly. There's one other thing that I want to fix up before the end of the episode, and that's going to be this tunnel here. As as you might recall at the beginning of the episode, well, I forgot this place even existed, and well, it's a little neglected. I mean, look at it. It's a little too bare. I even remember saying way back when we first found this cave that I might make a cobblestone generator in there. Well, nope. So what I'm thinking is I'm just going to go ahead and start decorating all of this because we'll be seeing more of this throughout the season, especially whenever we start, exploring further away places and things like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and go collect a bunch of blocks real quick and yeah, get started with this. Honestly, most of this entire room is probably going to look just entirely different from how it looks now. And then again, it might not. So we'll see what happens. All right, you guys, it took quite a bit of experimenting, but I really come up with something in here that I actually do enjoy. And yeah, I basically remade the Nether inside of my Overworld cave. And I actually really like how it turned out. I know this doesn't necessarily fit the general aesthetic of the rest of the base, and I'll have to figure out what to do up there. But I really wanted it to look like the Nether portal was just naturally here, and it just kind of overgrown itself into the overworld. And I tried to show that off a little bit up here by kind of showing the this stuff, the Netherrack. Yeah, that's the word. Showing that kind of dissipate. I don't know if that's the right word. It just that kind of dissolve a little bit into the regular stone over here towards the end. And I really like how it turned out. It, I think, looks pretty good in here myself. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with this. This is probably some of the most impromptu creative stuff I've done in a while. And I'm going to be honest with you, whenever I started this project today, I had no intent on it turning out like this. And, well, I'm really happy that it did. I'm really, really happy with this. All right, now there's just one last thing we have to do before we can wrap up today's episode, and that is to light the portal and make sure it is linked up properly. So this way we can get back and forth to our mega build. All right, and it looks like it is linked up correctly. So at the end of last episode, I said for every new subscriber, I would plant a flower or a crop. And well, in between those the episodes, I've gained 45 subscribers as of right now, as of this recording. So I'm going to go ahead and start by planting out in this area. I mean, it's only going to be, 45 seeds for now. But, hopefully that number continues to grow. And I really do appreciate all of the support you guys have been giving me. For all of you new subscribers, thank you for subscribing and checking it out. And for those of you who might be watching who are not subscribed, please feel free to scroll down and do so for me, as it helps your boy out. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started planting some of these crops real quick. And before I wrap up today's episode, there is one other thing I'd like to address real quick. In last episode, I asked for name suggestions for our camel friend in here, and there's one name that stood out to me, and that is Camilla, which was suggested to me by my friend and fellow YouTuber Isabox. You guys should definitely go check her channel out. And yeah, so I think that's going to be the name that we stick with. This is now Camilla the Camel. And with that being said, I think that's going to wrap up today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to leave a like and comment down below, letting me know what you guys look forward to seeing next, as well as any more build suggestions or anything like that. And if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe, as it helps your boy out. And remember, for every new subscriber, I will plant a flower or a crop around the world somewhere. For now, I'll probably just be expanding the field that we just did a few minutes ago. But yeah, I think this just about does it. My name is Lane, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody.